She lost tonight. Eala lost. And before you scroll away, before you drown yourself in highlight clips and that familiar sinking feeling in your chest, just pause for a second.
Sit with this.
Because yes, the scoreboard says 6-0, 6-2 in 1 hour and 7 minutes. Yes, Coco Gauff marches into the semi-finals of the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. And yes, Eala's unbelievable run ends here. But that scoreline? It doesn't capture who Eala is. It doesn't measure what this week meant, not just to her but to Filipino sports as a whole. To understand tonight, you have to rewind. Alex didn't just stumble into this quarterfinal. She earned it the hard way. In the round of 32, she stunned world number 8 Jasmine Paolini in straight sets, an Italian Open champion and Roland Garros finalist. Then she followed it up by beating Serena Sirsti, who came into the match riding a 7-match winning streak and fresh off a title just 2 weeks ago. Back-to-back wins over elite competition. And this is a 20-year-old from the Philippines ranked outside the top 40 at the start of the week. On paper, she wasn't supposed to be here. But she forced her way into the conversation. Then came the matchup with Coco Gauff, world number 4, 2-time Grand Slam champion. A player who has lifted trophies at the French Open and the US Open. Gauff has that controlled intensity, that calculated aggression that slowly dismantles opponents. And tonight, she was operating at a level that left almost no openings. Her serve had bite. Her forehand dictated rallies. She took time away from Alex, cutting angles and striking early. It was one of those performances where you could sense, even through a screen, that she was in complete command. The first set was brutal, 6-0. A bagel. Alex's first bagel of 2026. You could see it in her body language. Glances toward her coach Joan Bosch. The slight shake of the head after another unforced error. 33 unforced errors in total. That's not who she is, but sometimes tennis nights unravel like that. The rhythm disappears. The racket feels unfamiliar. Confidence flickers. And against a player like Gauff, those small cracks turn into avalanches. The second set started just as harshly. Gauff surged to a 4-0 lead. The stadium, once electric with Filipino chants and flags waving, grew quiet. Not empty, never empty, but tense. That heavy silence where hope feels fragile. And then came the moment that mattered more than the score. Down 0-4, staring at the possibility of a double bagel, Alex held serve. Then she broke Gauff. Suddenly it was 4-2. The crowd erupted. The noise returned. For a brief stretch, belief came rushing back. It would have been easy for Alex to mentally check out, to rush through the final games and disappear into the locker room. But she didn't. She fought to avoid being double-bageled for the first time since 2022 in Madrid qualifiers when she was just 16. That resilience, holding serve, breaking back, refusing to fold, that says more about her than any dominant victory ever could. Gauff ultimately closed it out 6-2, but she had to earn those final games. After the match, Gauff showed exactly why she's not only elite but respected. Despite 8 double faults of her own, she acknowledged Alex as a genuine threat. She admitted that even with a commanding lead, she knew Alex could mount a comeback because she's seen it before. That's not empty sportsmanship. That's recognition. When a top 4 player in the world openly calls you dangerous at 6-0, 4-0 down, that's real respect. Then there was the crowd. Thousands of Filipino fans transformed that Dubai court into something that felt like Manila. And Gauff handled it with humor and composure, joking that whenever the crowd cheered loudly for Alex, she simply pretended they were cheering for her. Smart. Confident. Classic Gauff. But what truly resonated was her acknowledgement of what Alex is doing for tennis. She thanked Alex for bringing a new demographic into the sport. She encouraged Filipino fans to keep showing up, keep being loud, keep supporting their player. That's more than politeness. It's validation on a global stage. Now zoom out and look at the full picture. Alex entered the week ranked outside the top 40. She defeats Hailey Baptiste in the opening round. Then she shocks Paolini. Then she eliminates Sirsti, a top 35 player on a hot streak. 3 wins in a WTA 1000 event, 2 against highly ranked opponents, a quarterfinal appearance at one of the biggest tournaments outside the Grand Slams. Only the second WTA 1000 quarterfinal of her career, and she's just 20 at her ranking?
Rising.
Projected to climb several spots with these points secured. She's already the highest-ranked Filipino woman in WTA history, the first Filipino to crack the top 40. And she's still building. Oh yes, tonight she lost. The scoreboard is clear. But this week wasn't about one match. It was about proof that she belongs on these courts, in these draws, in these conversations. It was about Filipino flags in international arenas. It was about a young athlete forcing the tennis world to pay attention. Losses like this hurt. They sting. But sometimes they're also milestones. Tonight wasn't the end of something. It felt like the beginning of something much bigger.